Back in the late 90s and 2000s, I was having a series of nervous breakdowns. I had managed to keep it under wraps for a while, but I had an episode in New York at a hotel, and it got leaked out to the press. That was like just unraveling. I had never heard bipolar. I had never even thought about anyone's mental issues, never mind my own. So I had no idea that any of that stuff was even at work inside of me.
Time to take off my hat because I've been given specific instructions to take off my hat.
You can wear the hat.
And to show America that this is no weave.
Oh,
so
okay.
please stop writing me the letters, asking me if this is, go ahead, Phil, dig
But this a piece right here.
No, it ain't.
Y'all, we are living in the era of Hollywood receipts. And the truth is finally coming out about how this industry chews people up and spits them out. Because what Nia Long is revealing about her Love Jones co-star Lisa Nicole Carson, it's just horrible. The same people that built Lisa up and smiled in her face turned around and threw her away like she never mattered. And Nia is done staying quiet about it. And Miss Nia Long came prepared. We're talking a full timeline, receipts laying out exactly how Hollywood dragged Lisa through the mud, then handed her over to the media to finish the job, the moment she stopped being useful to them. And that's what makes this so disturbing. Lisa Nicole Carson was pushed out, deliberately, while we were all watching and didn't even realize what we were seeing. So how does an IT girl, somebody who was that girl, just vanish from our screens? Who made that call? And why did Hollywood decide Lisa Nicole Carson had to go?
You ever know everybody talks to, you got two jobs. It's hard enough for the average black woman to get one job in Hollywood.
Now look, Hollywood has never been kind to women. And it has been especially brutal to black actresses who have to outwork, outshine, and outsmart everyone in the room just to get half the recognition. But even against those odds, Lisa Nicole Carson was rising, and rising fast. If you were anywhere near a TV or a movie theater in the 90s, you already know her face. Carla Reese on ER, Renee on Ally McBeal. And if you haven't seen Love Jones, baby, we need to have a whole separate conversation about your taste. Lisa was that girl. Charismatic, magnetic, the kind of actress you couldn't take your eyes off of. She wasn't just getting roles, she was owning them. So what happened? Yeah, she wasn't an A-list actress, but with how strict Hollywood was with a woman's beauty standards, Lisa was really making her way more than most actors can say for themselves. She was beautiful, with a curvy body that she didn't go under the knife for, as well as long, big curls, alluring eyes, and full, natural lips that really set her sex appeal apart from her peers at the time. Lisa ate up all of her roles, and because of her natural personality and charm, she elevated the supporting roles she was given. By the time she was in her 20s, she'd hit her stride, and people were sure that it was only a matter of time before she got a lead role in a movie or series. But almost as soon as she started to gain notoriety, Lisa fell straight out of Hollywood. And girl, it was one of the most dramatic fall-offs ever. And it was all because of a smear campaign. Now, allegedly, it was reported that Lisa was made to do unspeakable things for a role. A movie director forced her to perform some acts with a dog in exchange for a movie role. But when the act was done, the role was still given to someone else, and the director laughed in her face because of it. Now, I have no idea how or where this story started. We don't even know who the director was. We don't even know if it was real or not. But what we do know for a fact, that the fallout was so intense that Lisa started to spiral and she completely lost it. Word about what Lisa did started to spread around, and you bet that doors began to close almost as quickly as they opened for her. Now, some believe this entire thing was orchestrated by her competitor because her star was rising too fast. When people started treating her differently, her mental health took a nosedive. Lisa had a couple nervous breakdowns. One minute she was fine, and the next, there was something to be mad about. Folks in the industry started talking, claiming that she had bipolar disorder, and that just made things worse for her. And Nia Long watched it happen in real time. In fact, people, including Nia, tried to get her help, but Lisa was too far gone, and no one wanted to touch her.
Behaving in an odd way that brought it to the attention of someone I was working with. I was told that I was bipolar. There were attempts to treat me, but I was in complete denial about having the illness.
In this day and age, someone having bipolar disorder or some mental health issues isn't looked down upon. But back in the 90s, it was basically a death sentence. Lisa already had an idea that she might be bipolar, because during her time on the ER, one of the producers told her that her behavior wasn't completely normal.
She said, "I've always been full of energy and would often be twirling around on sets. But my high-spirited moments looked like something else to one of the producers on IAR. He had a family history of bipolar disorder and thought I might be exhibiting some of the symptoms. A year later, I was in New York City catching up with loved ones when I unexpectedly had a fit in my hotel, yelling, throwing things, crying, and raising enough hell that the staff called an ambulance. I ended up being hospitalized for a few weeks and a psychiatrist gave me a diagnosis. Bipolar disorder, so I was stunned and clueless, and so was my family." But even with that, Lisa was more worried about the news coming out that she didn't seek any treatment and buried it down, and those psychotic episodes only got worse. They became more aggressive and frequent. Lisa managed to keep a couple of them under wraps because of the goodwill she had in the industry. However, when she had a major episode on set, all bets were off. Y'all know how the media twisted every scandal like the world was ending and milked it dry. And for Lisa, it was an absolute nightmare. She said, "Once my episode became public, I was torn apart in the press, which really hurt. Up to that point, I'd led a charmed life in show business. But even if you have IT, you can falter. Ally McBeal was my last Hollywood gig. After that, I moved back to my hometown of New York City and stayed there for more than a decade. Losing Ally McBeal was a major wake-up call for her, and she worked with as many doctors as she needed to and took meds to get it under control. Lisa returned back to Hollywood and tried to get new gigs, but it wasn't working out at all. It felt like all the momentum and love she had was gone, and it didn't help that her reputation was in the gutter because of all the rumors about her. However, Lisa's decline wasn't only because of her mental health. When the gigs started drying up, Lisa became agitated and turned to substances, which aren't really hard to find in Hollywood. But when you combine substance issues with a bipolar disorder that wasn't being treated, what you get is a recipe for disaster.
This entire thing is just heartbreaking. And even to this day, Lisa believes that her manager, agents, and Hollywood completely dropped the ball and mismanaged the situation. Lisa also blames her co-stars for not speaking up or helping her when she was in need. For her co-stars like Nia Long, it wasn't that simple. This was the 90s. There was no social media, no way to control your own narrative, and the press could twist a story into something unrecognizable overnight. Nia has spoken about wanting to help, trying to help, but the media circus surrounding Lisa had reached a level that was almost impossible to navigate. And as Lisa's mental health began to deteriorate publicly, the situation became even more difficult to manage from the outside. Sometimes people want to help and just don't have the tools to fight the machine they're up against.
Her family didn't want to speak to her since she'd stolen from them to fund her problem, and also borrowed and borrowed without paying back. Right now, she's living off her residual checks and is pretty comfortable where she's at. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Lisa can or will come back to Hollywood ever again. But knowing how badly she was treated has fans feeling some type of way. Renee was my favorite character on Ally McBeal. Lisa Nicole Carson deserves all of the flowers and support. I hope she's happy and healthy wherever she is right now. Lisa Nicole Carson deserved a much bigger career. Hollywood completely turned their backs on her just because they didn't understand her struggle that now 90% of this country is either currently experiencing or advocating for. But what do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.